Hi dear students. So whatever concept we have studied in previous video, you may get some 2 marks questions in your exam on these topics what we are going to discuss today. So try to remember these 4 topics with their definition and measuring units. So first one is data elements. So data element means what? In data communication, the smallest entity that can represent a piece of information is called as data element. Data element means it is the smallest entity that represents piece of information. So whichever entity represents the valid information that we consider as data element. And data element we measure in bits. So measuring unit we use for data element is bits. So this one you have to remember. The next one is data rate. So data rate or bit rate, both are same and already have studied this concept many times. Data rate or bit rate. So data rate means what? The number of data elements transmitted in 1 second. The number of data elements transmitted in 1 second is called as data rate. It is also called as bit rate. Bit rate means what? Number of bits transmitted in 1 second. And this data rate or bit rate is measured in terms of bits per second. The unit used to measure data rate is bps. Bps means bits per second. The next one is signal element. So signal element means in digital data communication, a signal element is the shortest unit of a digital signal. A digital signal carries the data element. So digital signal means it carries the data element, right? So that smallest unit of that complete digital signal we call as signal element. Clear? And it carries, signal element carries the data element. Clear? Okay, the next concept is signal rate. So signal rate means it is the number of signal elements transmitted in 1 second. Number of signal elements that are transmitted in 1 second is called as signal rate. The unit used to measure signal rate is baud. We pronounce it as baud. Okay. So the unit used to measure is signal rate is baud, and that is why sometimes the signal rate is also called as baud rate. It is also called as baud rate. Signal rate is also called as pulse rate or modulation rate. So in exam they may ask this definition with any term. So you have to remember synonyms for signal rate. Signal rate is also called as baud rate, pulse rate or modulation rate, and it means number of signal elements transmitted in 1 second, and it is measured using the baud, using the unit baud. Thank you.